Well, today is Friday and things are a little wet, but they'll dry out, and tomorrow is supposed to be a good day. Well, I built this here about 5 years ago, and it's all pressure treated wood, and this is supposed to be pressure treated. It's a used piece, but I'll tell you what, it's rotting out pretty bad. So what I'm going to do is take off the top. When I built this, I originally built it for the height of this garbage can. I since then got a bigger garbage can, so therefore it won't stand up. I have to lay it down. It's a backup anyways, and I very rarely use it. I built this all out of pressure treated wood that my neighbor had given me a few years ago, and since painted it and made the doors and everything. What I'm going to do is to take off just this plywood, and if you look underneath here, you can see where the wood is saturated right through. So I'm going to eliminate that. I'm going to eliminate this, and I'm going to put a steeper pitch on. I got another piece of plywood, but it's not pressure treated. This is an old pressure treated piece that was in the back of my pickup truck on the floor, on the bed, when I bought it. So who knows how old it was, but it's supposed to be pressure treated, but I'll tell you what, you'd never know it. And the way I'm going to do it is, I'm going to take this top off, and if you can see where I made the angle here, well, I'm going to eliminate that, and I'm going to bring this new top up to here or so and put a steeper pitch on it. But I'm also going to raise this up so that I can get the taller garbage cans in there. Of course, I'm not going to make new doors. So once I get this top off, I'll establish whether or not leaving all this in place, just removing the top and making a fascia plate here and then come up higher. If I can take that can and work it up underneath and do it that way, fine. I'm not going to go and make new doors and make them taller. If that don't work, then I'll simply raise this end up probably 2 to 3 inches and come up with a steeper slope on it so that the water will run off quicker, and basically we just have it higher at this end and almost the same height at this here end. Gonna have to saw that. Boy, that's really nailed in there damn good. Yeah, I got the skill saw just so it cuts through only the thickness of the plywood. As you can see, this plywood's saturated right through, totally. So that's why I'm going to make a steeper pitch on that, so the water will run off, the snow will run off, and nothing will accumulate on it. It's even got some kind of a fungi growth up here. This is the piece that was up against the shed. I'll tell you, this wasn't, I don't care what they say, this was no pressure treated. It looked like it was, but I don't think it was. Because when I nail it, I'll tell you, I didn't use a lot of nails, but I really nailed it good because the base wood is really solid. It's only the top that's rotted. Okay, got the top off. You can see this is all pressure treated except for this and these pieces. I'm going to have to remove this and this piece here, and I just tried putting the garbage can in from you know, in this way and up. And it's fine. It just, this is an obstacle here. This will have to come out because this pitch will start up around here. So I'll have a piece over here nailed, and then I'll have the roof on that, and it'll come down. So the roof height will only have to go up, well, judging from the looks of the handles here, I would say a couple of inches to cover this barrel. This is the tallest barrel I have. I have a huge barrel, but I don't keep it. I don't even try to keep it in here. So you can see where I had caulking here. Now this was redwood caulking. I can't get that anymore. Originally this was the support for that plywood that I just took off, which you can see I cut up here, and it'll go to a friend of ours who uses it in his wood stove in his garage, in the outside garage here. So I'll just burn it up. From Home Depot. This I had to buy. This is 1x3, I guess, or 1x4, pressure treated. And this is going to go up against the building, and there'll be 2x3s in there. And in this greenhouse, I've got 2x4s and 2x3s, and they don't have to be pressure treated. There's the 2x3s right here. And then I've got 1/2 inch CDX plywood that I've got for $1.02 at Home Depot. These are sprayed yellow on the ends. You can't see it. It's on the other side. So I picked these up last week, 48 inches square. And I only need 5.5 feet to do the top of that dumpster bin there. So I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to use this stuff right here to cover it, to preserve it. I had a guy at Home Depot. I asked him what a good primer was. Normally I just use oil-based paint like a Rust-Oleum and thin it out about 50%, or like you know, like if it's 1 cup of paint thinner to 1 cup of paint. And he says, well, that's not really a primer, but that's what I've always done. So this is the stuff he told me to use, and it's white, but he adds some coloring to it to make it gray, and I'm going to use it for the top of that plywood. So essentially, here's what I'm going to do. This is the pressure treated piece I just showed you. We're going to notch out this. This is that crappy OSB board. I should never have used it, but when I made the shed, that's what I used. Anyways, it's going to probably be up like this, so it'll give me a higher pitch. I'm going to put the 2x4s, I'm going to angle them to the pitch that I need, so it depends on the pitch that I'm going to have. And I'm going to cut this. Then I'm going to pre-nail them, so there's going to be, the whole framework is all going to be together here, and there's going to be another piece like this at the other end. Well, this whole framework will already be pre-made, pre-angled, and set right into place, just like this. And just this height alone, I won't need to raise up this front end any more than the width of that piece of wood, that pressure treated I showed you, which will go across the front, and of course the one on the back will go right across the back. Now, this shed here was a metal shed originally, and I went over this with OSB board, many years ago. I'm going to say 12 years ago at least. Approximately 35-degree angle. It's not a precise thing, as long as the angle is the same all the way through. I just picked the slope that I wanted, so we're going to cut that now. And then we're going over and see what it looks like against the building. Now, when this piece is on there, it's going to be like that. So it's going to give me 3/4 of an inch further out, you know, which is fine. I want a little overhang on the other end, and I won't cut that until I get the precise measurements. So that's the pitch that it's going to be. It's pretty good. Now, of course, this is going to be 3/4 of an inch more away from the wall because of this pressure-treated strip that I'm going to be putting in here that's going to be holding all these together. Then when that strip is in there and this whole thing is made, it's going to be screwed right into the beams. There's 2x4s behind this because when I redone the shed, even though it's metal, I built a 2x4 frame on the inside so I'd be able to fasten the OSB board to it. So it's pretty sturdy.